Hello and welcome to the programme which looks at the Holy Land. I am Paul Calvert. Isaiah 40 verse 1 and 2 from the New King James Bible says this: Comfort, yes, comfort my people, says your God. Speak comfort to Jerusalem and cry out to her that her warfare is ended, that her iniquity is pardoned, for she has received from the Lord's hand double for all her sins. I'm with Paula O'Keefe, who's a volunteer for Christian Friends of Israel. When did you come into Israel, and why did you want to come to Israel?
So we actually came in November of last year, so we've been here for like 9 months, and we actually wanted to come to Israel before even October the 7th, and I was here in June of 2023, and I really saw, kind of on the Mount of Olives, I was looking, and I just saw lots of rubble and buildings on top of each other, and I thought, there's going to be an earthquake, and I felt the Lord say that something's going to happen, and you're going to come to help with trauma counselling and help the people that are traumatised. And then when October the 7th happened, I thought, oh, it wasn't an earthquake. It was actually the terrorist attack. And so we started to apply for a visa to come. And my heart is just to come and to stand with the people of Israel, stand with people that have been traumatised and walk alongside them and do all we can to comfort my people, says your God, and just to be alongside them.
Now you're working with Under His Wings. Yes. It's one of the projects. Tell us about that. What is that?
So it's Under His Wings is a project that works with terror victims. So those that have actually been affected, either their hostage families or parents of children that were killed in the Nova Festival or by terrorists, people that have lost their homes, that have had rockets attack them and land in their homes. So people that have actually personally suffered. Of course, the whole of Israel is traumatised, but we're working with people that have personally been affected by terror.
It must be difficult working with the hostage families.
Yes, it's just absolute agony for them. Like, most of the world has forgotten about the hostages, but every single day they are waking up remembering their families. Some of the families, I know children from the family, that they don't even want to go to school because they wake up and they wonder what's happening to their brother or their cousin. They wonder what's happening to their father. How on earth can they study? And it's been going on for so long. It's agony. Some of them can't sleep. They can't eat. They just constantly are wondering what's happening to their relative. So we just really pray that this is resolved soon.
You're coming to minister to them, but that must be hard for you to listen to that as well. It must be emotional as well, listening to these stories.
Yeah, it's making me tear up just thinking about the families. But it's wonderful to be able to be here to make a difference, you know. And they say to us, some of them say, we don't know what we would do without your support. So if we can make any difference in their lives, it's really worth it.
Do they feel like there's hope at the moment?
Yeah, they're hanging on to hope. Some of them have received videos of signs of life of family members. So we still know that there is probably 20 of them still alive. And they're hanging on every day, hoping that today will be the day.
You've also been ministering to families from the Nova Festival. Tell us a bit about what happened in the Nova Festival and what are you doing to help to minister to these people?
So in the Nova Festival, I think there was 340 people were killed. Many people were raped. It was absolutely horrific what Hamas came over and just killed people that were just dancing and enjoying life, mostly young people who were full of life. And so their families are left now without their loved ones. And some of the paramedics that came to help, some of the police and soldiers were killed that came to help. Many of them are heroes. There were people that came and they gave up their lives trying to rescue people. You know, we've met family members who their son went in 3 times with a car to go and pick people up, and on the 3rd time he was killed. But he went back to the festival to pick people up. You know, there's many people. There was one girl, Amit, who was a paramedic. She was only 22, and she was there rescuing people and saving their lives, and she was shot as she was saving people's lives. So these are heroes, and now they're family members, their mothers, their fathers. Some of them still have grandparents still alive, and they are living with the legacy that they will have the rest of their life without their family members. So trying to recover their lives afterwards is very, very difficult. But we're doing what we can to help. Sometimes we take food vouchers. Sometimes we just go and listen to them and have tea with them. Sometimes we do practical things, whatever they need. Sometimes some of them are quite poor, so we bought them fridges or, you know, practical things, whatever we can do to help pay their rent if they're not able to pay their rent. Many of the families from the hostages, for instance, they can't work anymore. It's just too difficult to concentrate and to work, so they can't pay their rent. So we're helping them to pay their rent and, you know, whatever we can do practically to stand alongside them.
I imagine all their life is now just focused on wanting to get their son or their daughter back, that you just can't do anything anymore. You can't. Life is sort of, you know, on pause, and there's a sense that they're going through a torture as well because they don't know what's going on. They don't know if there's hope at the end.
I think it's probably more agony for the family members waiting probably than it is for the people. Obviously, it's horrific to be in Hamas underground in a tunnel, but for the relatives that are waiting and in agony, it's almost as bad or even worse for them.
Tell us a bit about some of the terror victims that you meet.
So there's one lady who we met recently. Her daughter was killed. Her daughter had just made Aliyah, and she was waiting at a bus stop in Jerusalem, and a terrorist came and rammed into her, and she died. And her mother hadn't even made Aliyah. Her mother was in Ecuador, and her mother came over and buried her daughter and decided to make Aliyah herself. And so she is here alone in this country, and we're doing what we can to support her. She's very poor, coming from Ecuador, but she decided she wanted to come here and make Aliyah as well and be here where her daughter died. And so it's a privilege to be able to... We just listen. I speak Spanish, so I chat with her in Spanish and have tea and do what we can to help her.
And you've also been to the hotels in Bat Yam. Tell us a bit about visiting the hotel in Bat Yam, where some of these people are in some ways refugees now.
Yes, well, a lot of them are Russian speakers, and I speak Russian as well. So, yesterday it was just so amazing. They were telling me their stories. Many of them were weeping, telling me about the things that they'd lost, and also many of them telling miraculous stories about how their lives were saved or how their animals were saved. So many of them told us that they thought their cats had died because they weren't in the shelter with them, and the cats miraculously, one was hiding under the bed, one was hiding in the cupboard, one they found on the air conditioning outside 3 days later. So lots of miraculous stories, but obviously heartbroken that they've lost everything. They've all their family photos, all their clothes, just everything. So
And you went to Beersheba as well.
Yes, we went to Beersheba, and also lots of Russian speakers there, and to see people that had lost everything again, it's they were crying and very, very touched by us coming. And everybody always says it's, you've come, you didn't have to come into a war zone, and here you are standing with us, and we're so appreciative of that you would come and help us at such a difficult time.
Now, when a Jewish person dies, they have a shiva. Tell us a bit about that and what you do.
So it's a really, really lovely thing to do. So after the funeral, they bury them as soon as possible, and then the whole family sits shiva for a week. And for family and friends and people just come and they pay their respects, and they have food, and you just come and you tell the stories about what that person meant to you. And it's a very beautiful thing to do, to sit with people in their grief. And of course, there's a lot of people that have died during this war, and there's IDF soldiers that are being killed all the time. And so there's lots of shivas going on. And so we just go and we just say, we've just come to be with you. We love the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We love the God of Israel, and we want to tell you that we stand with you and in your grief. And people are so, so touched. Sometimes we bring them little presents, little cards we've got from different countries where people say, we're standing with you, the people of Israel, we love you. And just small gestures, people are so, so touched that we would do that. So,
what do people think? You've came from England and you're going to a shiva or a funeral. How do they respond to that? Why?
People are just so touched. I mean, it's just amazing. One of the mothers of an IDF soldier that died a few weeks ago, we waited 2 hours for her to come down because she was busy talking to some other people. And when she came down, and I said we were from Christian Friends of Israel, and we just wanted to stand with them and just tell them they're not alone, that people around the world are praying for them and standing with them. And she was in tears, and she just was so, so touched. She said, I can't believe it. It's just so touching, and thank you so much. And she was hugging us and just crying, and just really, it means a lot to people in these circumstances that somebody's standing with them. They see that so many people around the world hate Israel, hate Jewish people, so much anti-Semitism. But to see that there are people who actually love Israel and are standing with them just means so much to them.
You didn't come on your own, you came with your mum as well.
Yes. And amazing, my mum is a wonderful part of my team. She's 81, wow. And she loves hugging people and praying with people. Yeah, we were in a hotel in Bat Yam last week, and there was a lady who'd come from Ukraine, come from a war. She's a surgeon. She was a surgeon in Ukraine, and then she lost everything in the hotel. She's in the hotel in Bat Yam because she lost everything from the rocket. And Mum said, "Can I pray for you?" And she said yes. And Mum just put her arms around this lady and just prayed for her. And it was just so precious to watch this lady who's 68, a surgeon from Ukraine, lost everything here, and my mum who's 81 from England giving her a hug and praying for her.
A nurse as well.
And mum is a nurse as well. So it was just such a privilege to be here and so beautiful to see.
And that's all some people need sometimes, isn't it? It's just a great big hug.
Yes, just a great big hug, and just to be there with them. And it means so much, yeah.
What is your prayer for Israel at this time?
So my prayer for Israel at this time is that they would just know the God of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, the God of Israel, their God, that they would know that he loves them, that he wants to take that underneath them are his everlasting arms, and that he wants to carry them through this, and that they would know that he's for them, that he loves them.
What's the CFI website for people who'd like to give to help to some of the work that you do?
www.cfijerusalem.org.
Well, Paula, thank you very much for sharing today.
Thank you. It's been a privilege to talk to you. Yeah, and it's a privilege to be here.
Thank you for joining us today. Pray that God will move by his mighty power in the Holy Land and bring his peace.